Hi and welcome to today's video, which is of my empties for January 2024. I can't believe that it's the end of the month already. In fact, I'm filming on the 1st of February. It's just a blink away that it was Christmas and New Year. But here we are, getting through winter, which is a good thing in the Northern Hemisphere, at least for me. So I've got them into some sort of categories, and I've got a big bag as well, because I have done a declutter. So I may have some random other stuff in this bag, but I've just filled a table beside me full of stuff. So first I want to go on is my bath and body. So the first item I've got is, I've shown you before, it's from Declutter, and it's the Muscle Soak. I've used two of them. I've got one on the floor, and there's a green one and a blue-green one. It's the blue-green one that I use, and it is nice for stiff muscles. Then I have Body and Soul Pampering Pink Paradise Bath Soak. It does foam a little. I normally have the orange one to show you, but this one is the pink one, which has got rose, peony, mint and raspberry, I think. Very, very nice fragrance. I really, really like it. Then I have a body wash, and this is by Treacle Moon. It's the Frosted Candy Angel, which is a copy of Lush's Snow Angel. This is available all year round. They have lots of quite gourmand fragranced body washes, and you can use it in the shower. I use this in the bath with a sponge, and I've really enjoyed that. But I've been using this for 2 months straight, and yeah, so it is finally used up, so I'm wanting to try something else now, but I do have some still in store. Then I've got the very final, I keep finding these, Gel Douche Universal by L'Occitane. So this was discontinued a number of years ago. It's a pity. It's got a lovely Art Deco bottle, and it has a light citrusy, slightly woodsy cologne fragrance. It's quite masculine leaning, but anyone can use it. It's a universal wash. Really, really nice. There's a little bit left, so I'm going to see if I can get it out in a bit of water, but on the main it's finished, and that is, I'm sorry to see that as the last one. Then I found a bath bomb, which I would have got from Home and Bargains. That was in mango, and it was nice enough. And then I've got by Wren Atlantic Kelp and Microalgae Anti-Fatigue Bath Oil. So all I do with this, I put a cap into the running water, and one thing it does, it helps put a film on the skin to help moisture. I don't tend to use oils when I'm washing the hair, in case I dunk the hair under and it gets a film of oil on, but I do use these otherwise, and I've had it for about a year or 18 months, so I'm glad to have got that used up. But I do adore Wren products. I think I do rate them very highly. Then I have a Friendly Cocoa Butter fragrance free soap, which I got in Latest in Beauty. This was very nice. It held it lathered well and held its form well on a soap dish, so I have more to use up, so I'm very pleased how this performed. I've got this was also from Latest in Beauty. I've got Grace Cole Luxurious Body Butter Ginger Lily and Mandarin. So this was used in December and I finished up in January. It's nice, it's rich, it's similar to the Body Shop products and the body butters. Very, very nice. Didn't irritate, but had a lovely slight scent, leading a little feminine, but anyone could use it. I've got, and I think I got these from Home Bargains, because there's a really large one a few miles away from me, and I think this is where I picked these up, but they haven't been in a few months. But it's Mermaid Bath Dust by Elysium Spa, Blueberry. So this is a crushed bath bomb, 400 gram, so that lasted about 5, maybe even 6 baths, and it does help soften the water. It has a bluish tint, but really, in the amount I put in, it doesn't particularly colour the water. I've got a hair conditioner by Biolage, Recovery Mask, which I got from Latest in Beauty. This lasted 4 or 5 times. I didn't condition my hair to make it feel good, but it may have helped with the bonds, because it has amino acids in. So yeah, but because it didn't feel particularly good, it's not something I would choose to buy again. And it wasn't something that when I could actually visually look at the hair and think it had done a lot of good. But no, I've not. By and large, I've been okay, but I've not been wowed by the products that I've tried. Then I have a Sunday Rain body scrub rose, which I really like. I just wish it wasn't dyed, because it does leave the bath looking a bit like a crime scene, really. Very, very red all over the place, so I'd prefer it was undyed. But I do like the fragrance, and I've got another one I'm using at the moment. I've got a Dirty Works lovely scrubbly. Now this has got fine beads, but the pumice, so pumice stone does have quite a good action on the skin. It doesn't have to be very big, so that worked very well for me and Mr. Bear. And then I have from Vileda or Wyleda a revitalising hair tonic. Now I've been using this tonic for a number of years to promote hair growth, and it promotes healthy hair and scalp, ideal for thinning hair with rosemary. So it does have rosemary oil, but it's more of a water-based product. I pour this into a spray and use this at the roots, but obviously I've had several, this is the last one. So it invigorates the scalp, maintains thicker, healthy-looking hair and promotes hair growth. So it has a small amount of rosemary, because you can't put rosemary undiluted onto your hair or your scalp, because it might cause irritation. But this is the bottle, it's a glass bottle. I get these from Holland and Barrett. I'm using something else at the moment, but I will be going back to Wyleda. I've then got a Sanex sensitive, I think it's antiperspirant deodorant, and it's the only one that I use because I have such great, very sensitive skin. I'm just going to randomly pick up some stuff. Mr. Bear used this, but I just thought I'd show you. It's very, very old. It's from the 80s, and it's Fendi Pour Homme Eau de Toilette 100ml. These are very costly if you can get these on eBay, but it's one that he's had for many, many years, and probably since around the time we got together, this was out. And he knew I liked Fendi, but I prefer the female version than the male. It isn't always the case when you get a perfume and an aftershave. Sometimes I prefer the masculine, but it's still very nice. And he wanted to get it used up, and he has eventually done so, because it's got quite a lot of fragrances. Then I've got, so I'm just going to go through, I have a little hand serum. I've not used a hand serum before, but I got this in an advent calendar, I think. And this is Margaret Dabbs of London, and it was a semi-translucent serum, and it had a little spatula, and I would put that onto wash dry hands, like say for example before I went to sleep, and you'd rub that in, put a small pea amount for the two hands, rub them in, and then I topped it with the corresponding hand cream, which is just as Fabulous Hands lotion. Now I'm at the moment using a more reparative one that I started a week or so ago to finish off the serum, and it did leave my skin looking particularly line free and filled out and less wrinkled, but it only has a temporary effect. But I do like Margaret Dabbs products that I've tried to date. Then I have a simple micellar wipes. I really like them because they're thick enough to do the job. So I use this after I've put oils on the skin to soften up the makeup, and then this removes it. So I do use one of these either once a month or once every 2 months, depending on how often I wear makeup. Then I have two little candles. I've got the Parks Black Magic, which I started last week, I think, and this has got all used up. It won't burn anymore. And this one, yeah, it's patchouli and amber, but it's not bad. It's quite earthy and aromatic, but it's not, patchouli isn't my favourite note, but it was pleasant enough to use. And then there is a cherry and spice candle by Klaus Porto, and I got that in an advent calendar. And I don't normally like artificial cherry at all. This was quite pleasant. I can't say it was quite suitable for an advent calendar, because it is more spring, I would say, than maybe autumn. Maybe it's autumn look of the spice, but when I think of these sorts of fruit, I think of spring or maybe into summer. But I did use it up. I wanted to get that finished, and it did last quite a while, but wasn't the best burn, a bit of a messy burn. And for an expensive candle, it really could do being better. Although, funnily enough, it was from Net-a-Porter, and they no longer stock those candles. So going on to skincare, I've got Vichy and Neo Vadiol, and that's a anti-aging moisturiser in a little 15ml pot, which I will have got in an advent calendar or beauty box at some point. And that was nice and moisturising. I used that of an evening after I've had a bath, and it lasted me a few weeks, and it really did, you know, it had an oil base, so it did a lot of the moisture in. It was very, very nice. Mr. Bear used this. It is Brighten Up Serum from London Botanical Laboratories. So he used that of a morning. It took him a couple of months, and he said that was okay. It's a clear, maybe slightly milky serum. It says limited edition, but I can still get this. I've had this a year or so. This is still available, and yeah, he quite liked it. He said it was fine. Then this is the second one of these that I had. It's by Avon, and it's the Renewal Power Serum, which is supposed to be not a dupe, but in place of the Advanced Night Repair by Estee Lauder. So this is the second one I've used up. It's pleasant. It probably works out about half the price of the Estee Lauder one, but it isn't one of the cheapest lines by Avon, but it was pleasant to use. So, you know, it may be one that I would, if the situation was right, would consider, but at the moment I'm happy, you know, I'm willing to pay the money to get the Estee Lauder one, if you know what I mean. So, but this is an alternative. It worked well. From Dr. Botanicals, I've got a Moroccan Rose Superfood Oil, which was really nice. It acted more like a serum because it wasn't particularly oily. And it took me quite a long time to use. So what I would do is moisturise. If I'm not putting makeup on in the day, I would then put this on top of skincare to slug or lock the moisturiser in, so that central heating doesn't suck the moisture out of my skin. And it did do a really good job. It's one of the better oil serums that I've tried. It says oil, but it's more serum-like, but it had enough oil to lock the moisture in. So really nice, 15ml. Yeah, it's something I would gladly use again. Then I've got this, I think it was in an advent calendar or one of the advent boxes that you get, and this is Pink Diamond. I've had it a while because it says November 19 on this. It's the Instant Lifting Serum. Now, it's not my favourite sort of serum. I can't say it lifted, but it's stuck on the face rather than sunk in, is what I will say. And this is expensive. I think this is around £125 worth, something like that. But like I said, I got it in a bag at Christmas. I don't know whether it was from Selfridges. And this is, I think it's Rodale Pink Diamond Instant Lifting Serum 30ml. So a little went a long way. It's a pearly pink cream. Not my favourite. I didn't see any particular lifting over time, but it was okay. It's supposed to be an anti-aging serum, so it's not one I would go and buy myself though. Then from Skin Sense, which is Abby Cleve, who is the person that has she has an SPF range as well. I can't think what it's called at the moment. It's on QVC. This is also on QVC. And this is 100ml. Now obviously squished the lid on top, it is normally taller, but it lasts many, many months. And I use that from under the neck down to the chest area. And I would say it is quite good at strengthening the skin and improving skin tone. So it's got laminar technology, replenishing neck and décolleté cream, and I really enjoyed using that. In fact, I'm using the second one at the moment because I use them in the order they come into my collection. So the next item is by the Inky List, and it is polyglutamic acid, which is 1,000 times the power of hyaluronic acid. And what both of them do is they lock moisture into the skin. They can absorb moisture into the serum. The only thing I wouldn't use this in a dry climate. You need some humidity, because basically instead of vectoring moisture into the skin, it can vector it out. If it's an arid desert like conditions, you've got to be very careful. But I live in a country which is humid or wet, and in the UK, so I'm able to use that. Really love this gel mixture. It seems to go on well with water-based products, and this is water with a bit of silicone, I think, and oil base. It works with everything, so without pilling. So that is one that I will be using again. I will buy it. I think I bought one. This is one I bought, and I got another one in a beauty box. So yeah, I will be buying this again, I think, once I've used some more of my serums up. But a lot of serums and moisturisers are putting hyaluronic acid in, so there may not need to be a real urgency for this. But I do like to have one, something that acts as a humectant that's better than a standard moisturiser. So I will be going to buy another one in the near future. Then I have an item that I got in an advent calendar, and this was from Fenwick. I think it was a 12-day calendar, and it's the Professional Get Unblocked by Benefit. So this is the travel size at 45ml. I think it's around half size, and it's an oil. Now, I really don't like face cleansing oils. This does a really good job. For me, it's very, very good because it's fine. It's nearer to water than an oil. I don't like goopy oil on the skin that's running everywhere. This is very, very fine. You pump a bit into your hand. I think there might be a tiny bit there. It's more like water. So I preferred it how it worked. I've got a bit over here. Yeah, very, very nice. And I prefer a balm, but I would be happy to use this one again. It's the only oil I can say that I would use again as a cleanser. So the rest of the stuff is a mixture of some empties and some declutters. So I'm going to go through them as I find them. I've gone through my mask box, and I've got 3 Dr. Althea, which is Korean masks, moisture masks, that I'm going to pass on. Then I've got 2 of the older packaging, I think the older packaging. I'm not sure, it's called Biocellular Facial Treatment Match Brightening Activator and Moisture Infusion System. Now I'm going to pass these 3 on, and then I've got 2 of the Rose Gold. I think they're the same thing that has been put, the packaging has gone from there to this. Now I did try one of these, really didn't like it because it was more an exfoliant than a moisturiser. So I'm going to pass these 5 on to a friend, and a set of 5 I think is £95. So yeah, these will be a gift, and I'm sure my friend will like those. And I've got a bag here of stuff which I'm going to go through as well. So I'm just going to try and make room on a table. I'm sorry I've cluttered there. So I've got quite a few different things I'm going to show you. I've got some brushes. Now, either because the bristles aren't so good, or a lot of them, like the Real Techniques, have got tacky. Now, like the NARS packaging, that's the soft rubber, they do go off whether you use them or you don't. I think they only last so long. So although the brush is really, really good, the actual ferrule, the bottom of it is sticky. So that's going because of that. These 2 because the scratchy brush heads. That one is because it's gone sticky again. Yeah, they only last maybe 5 or 6 years, then they tend to go off. I don't store them in a poor conditions. I've got 2 more, but I did like the heads. They never, they never shedded, but this is what they are, so they're going. So I did make sure I had some others I could start using from my collection. Then I have another brush, and I think I got these somewhere like Poundland. It was a named makeup artist, Olivia Hale, and they were really good brushes, but they have gone tacky. Then I have a liner from Colourpop, and I did make an order some years ago, and I'm not saying it's gone off or anything, but it's not a colour I'm going to particularly use, and it hasn't been used in a long time, so I'm getting rid of that. I've got a Revlon lipstick which I got free, a gift with purchase, and yeah, it's red. I just don't fancy it. I've got enough reds, so that's been discarded. I've got a matte rouge from NYX, and this is a copy of the Firebird. That's by Urban Decay, which I'm panning at the moment. I've got a backup from Urban Decay, so I don't need this. So that it's never been used, but that's going. I have I don't even know what that is. I can't even see the make because it's rubbed off. But I'm not sure whether this is eye candy. So it's a liquid liner, a liquid shadow in bronze. No, I'm not going to use that. And then I've got a number 7 eyeshadow in mauves, and they've just stopped performing. I can't pick up colour, so they're going. But I have had them a few years, and I have had use out of them. I got this Downton Paris in a beauty box. That's going. I haven't used it since I've had it a year ago. I've got a lipstick, but it's one of those crayon ones, and it's a light wash of colour. So from Lipstick Queen, so I'm getting rid of that. I've got 2 eyeshadow palettes. I've got the Modern Renaissance from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And what I've done is I have depotted. Can you see? All of those there have been depotted, and they've been put in a Jackie Aina palette. And the reason I kept the Jackie Aina is it's easier to keep clean than this. It's a metallic case. So I've got rid of more of the Jackie Aina shadows, because some of the problem with the formula is ABH are a bit hit and miss, and the Jackie Aina ones were extremely hard and dry. The mattes were never very good. So I've had to mix and match the colours, and I've got a palette of my favourite colours from the 2 palettes. So this one is going. Another one that's going, but I'm going to give this I'm going to give this away. I'm just going to see who wants this, because I haven't used it. It's Blood Sugar by Jeffree Star. I didn't get this when it first came out. It was the second release. So he did the first one, and you had to wait months, and then a second. So it may have been 2019 perhaps. So there's that one. So all I've done is swatch 1 or 2 shades and nothing more. So I'm going to pass this one along. It's still available, and it is quite costly, and I think it still has good pigment. So they can go. It can go to a new home, because it's very bulky and takes up a lot of room. I've used up a Nude by Nature primer. This wasn't very, very good. It did dry my skin out, I felt. But I managed to finish up. It wasn't remarkable. Then I've got a Rochas, which is a very old company that's now gone. And they did makeup and they did perfumes. And this is, one of them is still very, very nice. There it is. But it is quite old. I never really used it, but my gosh, these colours are very, very smooth. But this is a little compact with greys to black. They're all very, very dark toned. And I've got another lipstick cream crayon in a pale pink. Mr. Bear used a Cayaceous Superfruit Serum. So he used one of a morning, one at night, I think, and got them used up. I've got an eye pigment, which is white to bright blue, cobalt blue, and that's very old. I've got cotton rounds, I knew I'd find them. I've got an eyeshadow, which was given to me by a friend on YouTube, and it was lovely of her, and it was because it has my name, because my name is Ursula. So there it is. It's probably going to show backwards now as I do this, by Winky Looks. And I really kept this just for sentimental value. I'd never used it, but I think it's time to get rid. I did just do a test at some point. Purples are not really my jam anymore. I did like them at one point, but it's just at the moment not my thing. So I've got some purple tones if I need them, so I'm going to get rid of that. And then I'll show you my lipsticks. I've got a Fenty one, Fenty Mini, which came in an advent calendar. It's a bright, 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 bright pink. I've got enough pinks. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills. It looks a bit more purple than it is. It's more of a pinky purple, but maybe a fuchsia. But no, it's a matte liquid pencil. Don't like matte pencils. Another one, Bare Minerals. That's old. I've used that. I've got Kat Von D, and it's a mini one, and I think it might be either Outlaw or Underage Red. Never been used, so I'm gonna pass that along. See if a friend may want that. Another lipstick cream one, because it came in a set of 3. I've got a Revlon Red, never used that. I just don't like the formula. I don't like those sort of lip pencils. I have a Stila Burgundy red eyeliner, but it makes me look as if I've got pink eye. I've got another lipstick, which is again from NYX, which looks like Firebird. So that's perhaps a bit more like Firebird. So I'm going to give that one away. I've got an eyeliner by Revlon in like a taupe, but it doesn't work. Well, it does work, but it's not a very good performer compared with modern day liners. Likewise, I've got the same sort of, I've got a bronze one for M&S, which is quite dry. I've got a Makeup Forever. These are all numbered. This is a bright pink. It's coming off a bit bluer than it is, like a Barbie pink. No, I'm not going to use that. So that's been chucked. Mr. Bear used this Shiseido Ultimune little serum. He said that was fine. But I think I've now run out. And then I've got another bubblegum pink Lipstick Queen lipstick. That's going. Another bright pink mini from Kat Von D. That's never even been tested, so I might see if somebody wants that. Oh, another brush. And that's tacky at the end. And then I've got, what is this one? Stiletto by Model Co. So that hasn't been used, but I've got enough reds, I don't need that one. And then I've got a purple eyeliner that was never used, a liquid one. I think that might be by Rimmel or Collection. Another bath bomb, Lipstick Queen pink. That's more of a neutral tone pink. I've got Cloud 9 from, which is a fuchsia towards purple, Urban Decay. That's never been used. So I'm going to pass that on. And then finally another item that's, well, it has been used slightly, but I've had enough of it. It's by Bare Minerals and it's in Courage. So I get a lot in advent calendars and beauty boxes, and I've gone through, and if I've got one or two reds I like, I've just got rid of the rest because it's going to take me all the time to finish the ones that I've got. So that's all. It's quite a big declutter this time. Again, I say thank you very much for watching, as I do appreciate that your time is valuable. The next video should be the first update for my challenge to use, I think it's 14 items in 2024, and yeah, I'll be filming that in the next day or so, but hopefully I shall see you again. But otherwise, please take care of yourselves, and bye for now.